Okay guys, so I got Major up here, and what we're going to be doing with Major is we're going to be working on the pushing grips. So I'm sure you've already seen the videos where I use the leather wedge. So I graduated Major off the leather wedge because he's showing everything that I want to see on the leather wedge or the leather pillow. So now what we're doing is I've got him on the chop, which is it's a very thick compressible sleeve that we use to teach the dog to open his mouth, push in, and grip hard. And so what I'm going to be focusing on with him is pushing grips. He still kind of has that typical German Shepherd urge occasionally to pull. It's just been a few days of foundation work with him so far, so you're going to see now how we promote those pushing grips. And you're going to see this dog's going to be a monster once we get him down at the table and start working him on the bite suit. So, there you go. Just let him be. So I'm keeping him out, tension in. Oh! Okay, go under his chin there, Dylan. Under the chin. Good. Under the chin. And just be praising him there. So you can see that first punch was a little bit lackluster. He did really hard, but he didn't really punch. What I really want to teach him to do is to kind of, because he's a big dog and he's a strong dog, I want him to really try and shove me back every time he punches into that sleeve. It's not just about filling his mouth and biting hard, it's about using his body to really try and overpower me, okay? So it's not just that grip, it's not just about the compression, it's about using his body to basically try and push me over and have his way with me, so to speak. So again, you're gonna see, it's okay, no, keep him on there.
Good boy.
That was a nice one. Oh,
Good.
good. And I'm really showing him that works, man. Good. And under the chin again, Dylan, just so he doesn't get hectic with the sleeve. And then his reward is the possession. It's a very high prey dog. His primary motivation for biting is prey. There's not a lot of like actual anger inside the dog. Now there's some things we can do to bring that out later. But right now, we're in the stage with him where we're working on his bite mechanics, okay? Also, for the purpose that he's intended for, we don't need him to be super angry, right? So we're just gonna focus on the bite mechanics, making him stronger and confident in the work. So again, you're gonna see me again start to come in, take the sleeve, and teach him, again, promote that pushing behavior. And I want him to think, push this guy down, push this guy away. Don't just hold on to the sleeve and suck on it.
Very good.
That's very nice there. Oh, good. And you can see, so there's no pressure here, right? Now I'm going to put pressure on the dog. Oh, there we go. And then he offers a desirable behavior, and the pressure immediately goes away. I'm letting him know that works. Now, you notice the first one, I kind of did react a little bit, but it wasn't very strong, so I didn't like overreact too much. Like he just kind of went like a little bit, so I didn't want to give him too much of a reward there, all right? Again, Dylan. Good. All right. Oh! Oh! Yeah. Oh!
Good boy.
Good.
Very good.
And you can see also, not a lot of pulling. Like the dog is, he could go back a few inches if he really wanted to. But he wants to stay forward, which is good. In the beginning, when we had him on the wedge, he was with all his strength, he was actually pulling back to be farther away. Now he's trying to punch into me and punch into me because he's learning that punching into me brings success. One more and one more. Forward. So again, no pressure yet. Just trying to take the sleeve away to build some more prey in the possession there. And now I'm going to put some pressure on the dog. Oh! Right? So I square up to him. I look him in the eyes. I give him a little vocalization. He offers the correct behavior. All of that goes away. And he learns, I can really beat this guy. Oh! Oh! Now I'm gonna give him one more, and this time I'm gonna put some real pressure on him. Right?
Good boy.
And there I added a little bit of the stick, right? Now most dogs, especially green dogs that haven't been trained properly to respond to pressure, you make this pressure on the dog, you look at him, you square up to him, this is very threatening. What's the dog gonna do? Most dogs are gonna try and pull away from the pressure. Instead, he's learning that when you see something that you feel pressured from, the correct solution is to punch into the pressure, and the pressure goes away. The only way to defeat the pressure is to go through it, not to avoid it. All right. So, as you can see with him, grips aren't the issue. You know, he has natural, these are genetic grips, the way he grabs that sleeve. He has next to no work in terms of protection, but you see that full grip, that sleeve couldn't be any farther back in his mouth, right? He has nice hard grips. He's not overly angry, and for this dog, him being too angry right now isn't going to help the learning process. I don't want his emotion to be super high. I want him to be thinking, and I want him to be clear, and I want him to really understand what it is that he's supposed to do. And then later on in the training, we're going to make a little bit more emotion in the dog. But right now, we just want him to be successful, right, in the bite mechanics. This isn't the real deal yet. We haven't taken him to that place. Okay, good, good.